I'd like to speak about the eternal now, which is another name for the self. It is another name for the feeling of existence. For your existence is always now. It can be very obvious that you cannot exist any time other than now. And it also can be very obvious that it's always now. And the feeling of now is the feeling of what is eternally unchanging. The nature of the eternal now is the nature of the heart, the spiritual heart. Within the feeling of the spiritual heart, within the feeling of your existence, which is always now, and it is always now. This feeling is one. The unchanging feeling of the eternal now. When there is feeling into it, it is very obvious there is nothing that precedes this and nothing that comes after this. It in fact is not in the realm of time. It is also not in the realm of distance. Distance and time are the parameters of mind. What is eternal is infinite. The eternal, infinite feeling of the heart. This is what is called the self. It shines unto itself, within itself, as the light of pure love. Love is not found in a location. The eternal now is eternal, and it is now. Like your existence, except in the taste what is absent is the your, because there is nothing other than that. It's called the bliss of being. A simple shift of habit into the feeling of immediately what is, not what is in particular. In particular is a half step away from immediately what is. What is must contract into a point of reference which occurs over time. But the eternal now is timeless. It is the feeling of being. It is the feeling of the heart. There is no separate one in the feeling of the eternal now. There is no change in the feeling of eternity. There is no distance in the feeling of infinity. The overlay vanishes. Or if it is appearing as an appearance in the unbroken, unchanging feeling of the spiritual heart. As soon as there is orientation, there has been contraction of this infinite, timeless awareness into a point of reference. Conditioned habit. As soon as there is remembering, there can be this simple relaxation, not to find something. It is your existence. You do not have to find your existence. You always exist now. What could be more obvious? The feeling of your existence. The feeling of eternally what is always unchangingly now. Not of time. Not of distance. Yet the only thing that is felt as not away from. What happens to my body when there is the feeling, the immersion into the feeling of what is eternally, unchangingly now? Either it vanishes or it is recognized to be an appearance. But the point of reference disappears. And with it, time disappears. And in this, what is revealed is what always is. The eternal nature that always is. Conditioning is always attempting to draw attention to the reference point that gets defined as me. While it is so obvious that your existence is now, you can only exist now, that it's always now. That the feeling of what is eternally now is referenceless. One is the taste of the inherent nature of existence. The other is the experience of overlay known as karma. The more there is involvement with the reference point that is defined in the play of karma as me, the more lost the attention becomes. One of the many tricks, carrots, that pulls attention is the point of reference, the character struggling to experience the eternal now. But the contraction into the character is what pulls the attention away from what is eternally self-evident. It is impossible to experience the reference point defined as me if you do not already exist. If there is searching, there is forgetting. What is so simple and obvious is experienced as so challenging, simply because of the tenacity with which the conditioned mind does not want to let go of its story. It is as simple as this. But the grace is that in the feeling of your existence, in the eternal nature of your heart, there is no mind. It is not an addition. It is a subtraction. It is a subtraction of the habit that pulls attention. And what is subtracted is the story of me. And what is revealed is the eternal nature of God. No matter what the scenery, the only place you can be is here. what is here is the unmoving nature of being. What is eternally now, the existence in which the play of time and form appears within. When it is received as it is, in the appearance there is no sense of separation, and thus the reflection is the reflection of God. Ram Dass's gift to the West, be here now. 3 words that are all describing one thing. If you are feeling being, you are here. If you are feeling what is here, you are tasting now. When you are tasting now, you are tasting the self.